You know, what I'd like to do is let's give away a book out of that box.
Oh, okay.
I think we should give this away too.
We're
going to give 2 books away. Hi, I'm David from Future Past Vintage Collectables, and this is my daughter Rachel. And today we're doing our unboxing video number 3.
Yes, we press books and then we send them to CGC to get them graded. So we have a few other videos of us doing that. We're certified CGC dealers and we usually do this alone. So it's kind of fun sharing it with you guys to unbox them because it is like an exciting time for us to like see what the grades are. I have actually already gone through this box. So I've already opened it and looked through them, but he has not. I have a list also for him that has the original grades on them so that we can kind of see how we did and if we improved them or if we didn't. I think you'll be surprised because this unboxing is a little different than the other unboxings that we've had.
Okay.
And yeah, do you want to get started?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Full disclosure, so like we have a lot of books at CGC. We have hundreds of books, and I've looked at all of them at some point. I haven't committed any of them to memory, and I'm not going to remember 90% of this. The only things there's some disappointments I know coming up. So I really don't even know what's in this box. I have no idea which books are in this box. And most of the times when I see it, it's like seeing it for the first time. So I really don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And she has a list. And
okay, so book number 1 is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 9.
That was a 9.0 before I pressed it.
And now it is a 9.4.
Okay.
White pages.
So yeah, I had expected a higher grade than that. Would I have sent it in for a 9.4? No, I wouldn't have. What I was noticing as I was looking at some of these books is the grades are lower than they were coming back. And by the way, the other unboxings that we've done, I've done a lot more before that, hundreds. I've noticed that ever since in the last few months, the grades have gotten lower, and I think they've trained some people, and the standards, I don't know if they've changed, but we've seen some differences, and a lot of people in the comic community have made some remarks about that. So I'm starting to see a difference now, and I'm not saying it's not my grading. I have to always take responsibility for like what we do. But this is interesting because we'll keep going, but we have a lot of boxes, that are coming back now, and the grades are absolutely lower than they were coming back before. And I think it's a combination of 2 things. I don't think it's any one,
Yeah.
And I digress.
I digress. Well, I mean, yeah, all valid. Okay, so this is Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 10. We had a whole slew of these.
Yeah, so I had the whole run, and they were all in 9.0, 9.2. So this was also a 9.0.
So
what
now,
did this do?
It's a 9.8, so this is a good one. White pages.
Yeah, and I had that expectation of most of them. I love this cover, by the way.
Cool.
I mean, yeah, Doom ripped up. So this is probably one of the best covers in the series, next to the 8.
Awesome. So we got a good one. That's
if you're gonna pop a 9.8, the 1, the 8, the 9, yeah. Okay.
All right.
What do you got now?
Oh yeah, this is Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 12.
Yeah, also a 9.0 pre-press.
So this one is now a 9.6.
Yeah, let's check that out real quick.
It's not bad.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. It's also not one of the hotter issues. By the way, I'm going to be looking at every single one of these, and I'm the kind of guy, I don't care if I have to crack 50 slabs if I think that they're misgraded or if I miss something. And it could have been I missed something. I mean, I'm gonna take the hit before I look at them. I'm not just going to assume they did something wrong. I gotta think maybe I missed something. So if I got to crack 50 slabs to get 9.8s in books that are worth doing that, I will. I mean, this has been an interesting run because we did so many. I got so many 9.8s, and I also got some lower grades. But I had so many books that were pretty valuable, and I was able to make some headway on them. So here we go. So as we get through this run, what do we got next?
We have Marvel Team Up number 100.
This was a 5.5.
I like this cover too. It is now a 9.0. So definitely improved from a 5.5.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I wish I had a scan of this one before we sent it.
So interestingly,
oh, you know what I just noticed?
yeah, this was a test. What we did is this has a production fold, and I got most of the other things out of it, and it got a 9.0 with a major production fold. And what that is, and I think older collectors, people in my era, know, as they ran these things through a printing press, often the cover could fold in on itself, and it would run through the press, and it would be a very hard fold. How much would that deduct? Well, this got a 9.0, and I also see a spine tick that's pretty major right in the middle of the cover over here. This is an interesting thing for people who do grade their books, or also look at books like this. Would you buy a book if it had a production fold on it? I wouldn't. I mean, it's like things like Siamese pages, married pages, other things. I'm a bit of a purist about those things. I like my book to look exactly like they intended it to look. However, I'm only one person. Some people don't mind those types of defects. You had to look at it twice to catch it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that some people, to own a book, if that was it, and it devalued the book a little bit, they might want to jump on that to own the book if it had a minor flaw like that. So that was a test, and we'll look at our notes and see what we wrote down.
Yeah,
so,
well, I'm sure I gave it a 5.5 because of that fold on it, so that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but we both grade those. So that's an interesting thing, and it's a 9.0, and that book is a little bit valuable in grade. We don't have the values on here, but I'll check that out. Maybe we'll circle back, and I'll give you guys more information just about that particular defect in slabs. I think we had others, and we'll kind of follow up on that.
Yep.
What do we have next?
So this is Secret Wars number 9.
Yeah.
We've had this one great.
This was a 9.0.
This cover's so hard, so white. It is a 9.4.
Okay.
Which isn't great.
No. So this is a tough book, and this is worth money in a 9.4 even. It's a variant cover. I think it's a 1 in 50 off the top of my head. It's actually it's a really cool cover.
It is really cool.
And it's probably, I know it's worth over $100 even in 9.4 for a modern. So this is tough. That white is deceiving. So as you get into it and start hitting it with the light, there were some color breaking spine ticks on that, but I still found it to be worth it, even in a 9.4. And I picked that up, at a comic book store. So what do we got next?
So we've got a slew of XMen, Uncanny XMen now.
Okay.
So this is 110.
We didn't have a pre-grade on it. When I see the cover, I may remember.
It's
Yeah. I don't remember. Yeah.
Well, it is a 9.0.
Okay, and we didn't have an original grade. May I see it?
It's a newsstand too, so I don't know if that means anything.
Not in the 35-cent. Not in that era. Everything was basically a newsstand. Yeah, I mean that's an early issue, and it's probably. I'm
trying to see what's wrong with it.
It's not obvious, whatever it is. And a 9.0 is really still high grade, essentially. And I'm seeing at the top of the cover, I see some rippling.
Yeah, there's a color breaking thing up there.
So I'll look at it. I mean, is that a book I would crack and resubmit if I think I could fix it? Perhaps, if I thought I could get it to a 9.6 or a 9.8. Possibly a 9.4 later on. I don't know. XMen had some heat in 2020, 2021, and it's simmering down a little bit. Some of the issues are still doing okay, and there's a lot of speculation around it. I think Fantastic Four is the series to be watching right now. Fantastic Four, I think, are about to absolutely explode. So what do you got next?
Okay, Uncanny XMen 165.
Okay. We also didn't have a pre-grade on this for some reason. It fell between the cracks.
But this one is a 9.6. White pages.
Yeah. And to me, in grading, I really prefer 9.6s and 9.8s for this entire series, especially after like 135, 136. So
looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice book.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
I mean, you really want 9.8s in this era. For me, as I press these books, I would sell things like 9.6. I'd sell them raw, and they'd be pretty affordable, unless they're a key. Certain keys in 9.8, they'll go like this next book I see the cover of. That book in 9.8 is worth money. We'll go ahead and do this one.
Oh yeah. They're in order of numbers.
I'm sorry, I should look.
Stop looking at that.
It's really tempting. It's facing me.
Yeah, well, I don't want them to see me.
I know. I love
it's
that.
Fine.
I like that cover. Go right in.
Well, this one's at Uncanny XMen 183.
Yeah.
What was this one before?
A 9.0.
Oh, okay, 9.0. It is a 9.8.
Yeah,
That's what we want.
That's the song I like to play.
That's what we want. It's weird though because the alignment's not great on it.
Well, they don't grade on that. So I do. I mean, when I buy a book, if I'm buying it for my personal collection or to sell, I mean, I really do look at how it's lined up.
Cool.
What's interesting? Can you pull that back?
Oh yeah.
Can you show the back cover? I see some color breaking spine ticks, and can you turn around for us just so I can show you? I'm noticing when you hit the light, there's some color breaks on the spine, and they're light, but you really wouldn't want to see any.
Yeah, I can't.
And we'll circle back to it. A lot of people will get these books graded, and they'll be hoping to get the next grade, even though they can see it doesn't deserve it, you know? And that's kind of like the humbling thing that you have to deal with as someone getting books graded. Like, it's a 9.6, but maybe you'll get a 9.8. I try really hard not to play that game. A 9.6 is a 9.6 all day. Because I promise when I'm buying something, I don't try to push it to the next grade when I buy it. Because that bridge could be 5 times, 6x, 8x. I've seen huge differences in price. And so anyway.
Well, yeah, you don't want to buy a 9.8 and it have a huge defect on it that you can clearly see.
My daughter may cut this whole part. I don't know. It's okay. If she does, I don't blame her.
I'm not going to.
I don't ramble like that, but this is really how I feel about it.
Okay, this is 184, Uncanny XMen 184. You love the cover of this one.
Yeah, this was a 9.2.
And now it is a 9.4.
Yeah, it went to a 9.4. And I was really, this I will definitely be looking at, because this is a book you need 9.8 in to be valuable, but love this cover. Like the coloring of it, and it there's just something very unique about this cover that I dig a lot. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Uncanny XMen 189.
Okay, this was a 9.2.
All right, and now it is a 9.4.
Yeah.
So far, we've been improving them. It's just not
9.8. To me, this is a fail.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, when I looked at this box, I was not happy for a moment. Because what are you seeing? What did you see?
Nothing. Well, there's just a big spine tick on it.
I see it.
Yeah.
It's right here.
That's what it is.
And
God. Yeah. Well.
Interesting. Yeah.
Uncanny XMen 198.
This was a 9.0.
And now it is a 9.4. White pages.
Yeah. Also, that's just, it's a nice book, but a 9.4 is just not incredibly valuable. That's the problem with this. And I might look at that. I might not. I mean, there's a good side to this, and that's this. These books do create opportunities for people that may not have a large budget. That can get really cheap slabs, So that's good news. The bad news is it's just not profitable for me. Can't have it all.
Fair comment.
You can't have it all. All right.
All right. This one's Uncanny XMen 207. This comes
number
really
207.
Cool. Love this.
Bring the heat.
What was it before?
It was a 9.0.
Oh, okay, 9.0. 9.4.
Okay.
This is the 9.4 box, I think. That's what I'm gonna call it.
I love that book.
Oh yeah. It's a 9.4 for sure.
It's just such a small. It's such a nice book, and it presents beautifully.
The cover's so cool.
Well, somebody will love that book.
Yeah, it's white pages at least,
Well, a near mint book is never bad.
Yeah, I feel like we always are like, it's not good enough. It's still high grade. That's more me. I'm more like that.
When I was coming up, near mint was like the gold standard. It really was, and now near mint, because of the new era, near people want 9.8s, and they're just really hard in this era. And taking a 9.0 to a 9.4 is a big deal. It's a much nicer grade than a 9.0. But here we go. It's just when you're looking for 9.8s, they're not the same. They live in different universes.
Yeah.
What you got next?
All right, Uncanny XMen 248.
Yes. It was a 9.0.
All right, and this one now is a 9.6.
Okay.
Hooray! This one's also got the weirdest alignment on it.
Yeah, it's just a miswrap. So, and I'd say a lot of books are miswrapped. Yeah, it's a nice book.
Okay, Uncanny XMen 249.
Okay, this was a 9.2.
And now a 9.6.
Okay. Yeah, let's see how it came out.
Also, let's look at that.
Yeah, it also has, and I don't know if that's really not Newton rings because it's not, Newton rings look like a rainbow. They
It's
have like
kinda rainbowy.
It's rainbowy?
Kinda. It looks wet though, like what you were saying.
Yeah, I think that has more to do with when they encapsulate the book itself into that plastic slip.
I don't love it.
The book looks good.
Yeah, the book does look really good. See? Isn't that weird?
That is weird. We can send those back. So CGC will take those back. I don't know about you guys. When these books are damaged and we have to send it back, when we send books in raw, we have a really specific way we package them. It doesn't always lend to us putting slabs in the box because we package slabs a certain way as well. We usually put them right back in the same box that CGC sends them to us. So we have a pile of books to send back, and then plus it's a different process and you got to fill out paperwork. So yeah, I mean we found a hair in a slab. Rachel was telling me she found a hair in a slab and a straw or some piece of paper. And we get cracked slab. I know that in any production, especially when you get a lot of a product, you're going to find errors, and that's just part of production. It's not, they're not bad at what they do.
I would say the percentage is low with how many slabs we get though. Like we get so many, like some of them are just going to be damaged. That's just kind of the way.
Yeah, a lot of hands touch those. They go through a lot of machinery.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd say it's like 5 out of every 100 or something. It's a very low percentage that we've had damaged or have like a weird thing happening.
5%.
Is that high?
It's not Six Sigma level. I mean,
Uncanny XMen number 253.
Sorry. That was a 9.2.
Oh, I'm gonna cut that out.
No,
I want CGC to come for us.
If you leave anything, leave that. All right, that was a 9.2.
All right, now it is a 9.4.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them have that weird watery thing going on. I didn't notice that.
Well, I have that on a lot of books, and
okay.
It doesn't hang me up too much. If that was on a Hulk 181, it would. Which is not the right philosophy because, every book has potential, but it doesn't have the potential of a Hulk 181. Okay. Most books don't.
Uncanny XMen 281.
That was a 9.2.
This one's a 9.0. It's the first one that's lower than...
I did a great job on that one. Let's see
we originally did.
Yeah.
Weird how it's in there.
There's got to be some grader's notes on that.
There's like a smudgy on there, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's not flat.
Well, there must be a corner bend or something, or a weak corner, or it has to be something like a corner or something profound like that. Yeah.
It's that.
It had to be something that really brought it all the way down in one defect. You would think, yeah.
This one is a bummer.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
I think it disappoints me more when it's a key that I had a lot of either some kind of emotional tie to or a lot of hope that a certain book would fetch a certain amount of money to help me continue to grow this. So, yeah.
Yes. Okay, got 2 more Uncanny XMens. This one is Uncanny XMen 282.
Okay, that was a 9.2.
And this one is a 9.6.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I mean, that's good growth for a book. And that's, so that's the first Bishop. And that's okay in 9.6. It's much, as everyone knows, that's much better than 9.8. And see, now the way you're holding that, the back cover's got, I wonder if they have Grayer's notes on that.
Oh, like it's kind of waffly.
Yeah, it's not completely flat. That's a book I would crack to get a 9.8. And anyone who follows this book at all, this blew up with some X-Men spec in 2020-21, and then it kind of tanked. But he's kind of a favorite in the modern era in X-Men. So it's a book I would hold on to if it's not doing well right now. And it's worth cracking. And I don't have a lot of copies of that. So what's next?
This one is Uncanny XMen 284.
Okay. And it was a 9.2.
And now it is a 9.6.
Okay.
Hooray.
Yeah, it's like a nothing special book. That's a great cover though.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right.
Bishop's in this one too. Just not first appearance.
So we only got 2 books left, it says.
Yep. 2 more. So we've got West Coast Avengers, number 46.
Yeah, this book got a little bit hot, and I've always liked it. I thought it's kind of a silly cover, but how'd I do?
It got a 9.4.
So I didn't expect a 9.4 on that when I sent it in. Maybe they'll have grader's notes.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with it.
We'll have to check it out. Another book you really want a 9.8 in. It's more recent. I mean, there's an era line that you want a 9.8, and a lot of people, even in the 80s, they want 9.8s, but you find it kind of hard because the longer books are in collections, or especially if they ever hit convention circuits or comic book stores, it's growingly hard. So that, it's the way you take care of comic books, and that's why getting a 9.0 to a 9.4 is a good thing. It's just not necessarily a profitable thing in this era. If these were Silver Age books, it could be very significant if they were Spider-Mans or Avengers or some other books like that. In this era, not so much. It's not a bad thing. I mean, they're still more valuable than they would be in a 9.0. But a book like that, it might be, I don't know, it might have gone up 20 or 30%. So worth slabbing. I don't know. What you got?
Well,
what
we
you
did
got
it.
last? Yeah.
XMen. All right. Our final book is XMen and the Micronauts #1.
Okay.
What was the grade on this one?
It was a 9.2.
And now it's a 9.6.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
White pages.
Yeah, that's fine. That looks good.
Yeah. Not a bad way to end the box. Not a lot of 9.8s in this box.
No, this box not so much. And I look at this as a learning experience because, like I said at the beginning of the video, I was peeking at these as time went on, as they finished, and as I was pressing books, I kind of changed my approach in the last 2 weeks and pretty much stopped producing books and just changed my process because I really don't want to send in 9.4s. I'm looking to get. If a 9.4 is worth $60, I'd rather not slab it in a 9.4. I'd rather sell it raw for 20. Save all the fees and save the time and make a collector happier. I know that people would rather buy a raw book for $20. What I'd like to do is let's give away a book out of that box.
Oh, okay. Well, which one do you want to do?
So I went through all these. I showed the book we're going to give away. So I decided we're going to do this as a giveaway. So if you like this video and you're a subscriber and you leave a comment, our next video, we'll give this book away to whoever does that. So that's just kind of off the top of my head.
I will put the things you have to do to be able to enter for the giveaway in the description box. And then we'll select it.
Yeah.
In a week from whenever we post this video. So
I would recommend that you look at this book and you might decide to crack in, because I haven't even really looked at it. It might be worth cracking and resubmitting if you're inclined to do such things, or you can just keep it if you win it. So we're going to give it to somebody. I think we should give this away too. We're going to give 2 books away.
To the same person?
Two different people.
Okay, 2 different giveaways.
Don't expect this ever. I'm just kind of feeling, I don't know.
He said don't expect this ever again.
Maybe ever, or maybe not till next, I don't know. But yeah, it might be because I was kind of disappointed with the box, but also, yeah, why not? It's almost summer. Get some free comic books. So 2 people are going to get comic books, and you don't get to pick them. We're just going to tell you, hey, you get this one or you get that one.
Hopefully that's okay.
Yeah, so we look forward to finding out who gets to do this, and it will be announced on our next video. Okay, great.
Yay!
Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
To the channel. Thank you to everyone who has already subscribed and left us comments. We love it. Everyone's been so nice.
Yeah, we look forward to doing this. This is fun. That's the reason we're doing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Have a great day.